Our first guest tonight is an Oscar-winning actor, director, author, and protector of his fellow human beings. You can see him alongside Dakota Johnson, and only Dakota Johnson, in the movie Daddio. It opens in theaters June 28th. Please welcome Sean Penn.
I'm very well. How
Good
are
to
you?
see you. I'm well, thank you. Who did this to your hair? What action are you taking legally against them?
I have this process of you get liquid Viagra and shoot it in, and then it'll just be straight
And it
whenever
just
you want
comes
it to.
Wow, that's quite a difference. Boy, you just changed into a completely different character suddenly in just one quick moment like that. You know what I feel like with you whenever you're here? I feel like you should be, we're not allowed to smoke on television anymore, and I feel like you should be grandfathered in. You should be like the only actor who's allowed to smoke during an interview.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I never did smoke. I've only ever done job security for oncologists.
I see, yes. You do seem like you just, I don't know, it's just like you with a cigarette makes sense. Not that I'm encouraging you to smoke.
This is very difficult to not smoke.
To not smoke, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, because this is the time you want to smoke.
Toothpicks and chew on them a lot when I'm, in a place where they'd find you.
So when you're on a plane, how do you handle it?
That's a mindset. That's different. Well, there's other places that you wouldn't want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, but a plane's one of them, for sure. Yeah. And a plane's one you're trapped in for quite a while. Yeah. Like what are some other places where you feel like...
You wouldn't want to do it at night in the front line or somewhere. You wouldn't want to welcome a sniper fire or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Right, well, most people can't relate to that. Only you really can. Most of us have not been in... Most of us don't go to sniper fire on our vacations, like you
also, around little kids and things like that, you have to go.
That's considerate, for sure. You don't smoke around kids. Yeah. I have a very good friend who believes it's important to smoke around kids to toughen up their lungs, to turn them a little bit brown.
Oh, I wasn't worried about the kids. I'm just worried about getting the consternation of the parents.
Oh, I see. Yeah, all right, that makes sense. You were at, Tiffany Haddish was here last night, and she was at the White House last month. You were at the White House last month also.
I was.
At the Kennedy Center honors.
No, last month it was a state dinner last month.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was a state dinner.
Yeah.
Which state dinner was that?
That was for the Kenyan head of state.
Right, yeah. Kenyan head of state. And I'm guessing you were there because Kenya is providing assistance to Haiti. Is that why?
That is one of the reasons that I was there, yeah.
Do you feel comfortable, like, in an event at the White House? Speaking of places you're not supposed to smoke.
Well, I did go to one of the honor guard, and I asked where it was exactly that President Obama would sneak his cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they took great delight in escorting me to that place.
Did they?
Every time I needed to go.
What a tribute to President Obama. Yeah. Although, yeah, and he really had to sneak cigarettes, at least according to what he said, because Michelle didn't want him smoking.
Yeah.
But if ever somebody should be permitted to have a cigarette every once in a while, it's the guy who's running the country.
Yeah, I agree with you again.
I'm glad we're on the same page on this stuff.
There was a line that Charles Bukowski wrote that I take great solace in when it comes to smoking, which is, find something you love and let it kill you.
That could apply to a lot of different things. So, after the event, I don't know if you're aware of this, but somebody snapped a photograph of you coming out of the White House, and it would seem to me that you are carrying your shoes.
Yeah, I am carrying my shoes. Yeah.
You took your shoes off.
Yeah, it felt better. I know what it was. It was because I had vowed never to wear a tuxedo again.
Oh.
And state dinner, you don't want to spit on.
Yeah, you have to. Right, yeah.
So I had to wear a tuxedo, which meant I had tuxedo shoes, which I did not rehearse them. I had not previously met them. And so it felt better to
even walk on the street with your, yeah. Now, this is not a one-time occurrence. We have another picture, this one from September of 2023, where you are, I believe, in New York, and you seem to be not wearing the same sneakers you're currently wearing right now, and at least they look very similar, but you're walking around the street in New York with no shoes on.
I'm often late to leave to places because I like to stay where I am.
Right. Oh, so this was
So I grabbed.
this is to save time?
Yeah, I'll put them on in the cab or wherever I'm going.
I never would have guessed that. I would have thought you were like trying to be in touch with the earth or something like that.
No.
Or in touch with a hypodermic needle or something like that.
With me with Woody Harrelson.
All right, here's something about you that I didn't know. This is from the newspaper, the Malibu Topanga News. The most outstanding graduate trophy. This is when you were in, I think, junior high school. From the Malibu Optimist Club were presented to Daniel Schofield and to Sean Penn of Malibu Park Junior High School. Is that you? This is the Sean Penn who received the Optimist Club Award?
That happened. I can't explain it.
What, did you apply for it?
No, I think I averaged D's all of my scholastic career, with the exception of the 9th grade, where I would have been in excess of a 4.0 because I did extracurricular stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think it was the 9th grade that you did so well?
It's one of those stories about that one teacher.
Oh, who was it? Was this like your Mr. Hand, this teacher?
His name was Leonard Vincent, and he was a gift to every student. I know hundreds of former students of his that will tell you the same story.
What was so great about Mr. Vincent? What was the magic there?
There were two things. I mean, first of all, he lived for the students, and he would get, whatever group of us. He was a foodie, and we'd go he'd always find some restaurant that he wanted to take us to. Teacher's salary, mind you, but well thought out. Mm-hmm. We'd all pile into his car, and I remember one time going down to South Bay, and a bunch of us in the car, and we were all snickering because we saw a restaurant called Dirty Dick's, mm-hmm. with a pirate motif.
Uh-huh.
And this teacher just heard us snickering and immediately could tap into it. He says, well, he says, that's nothing. We've got the soiled penis right down the road.
He told you about synonyms. And then you get a teacher like that and you don't want to disappoint him.
But he took real interest in, he was, you know what it was? He was in love with his subject, which was government and history.
Oh, really?
And, so once you're on a roll with one subject, you start to get a confidence you can do the others. And so for 1 year in my life, I could do mathematics.
Thanks to Mr. Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Mr. Vincent has passed away?
He's passed away.
Smoking?
No. Well, he did smoke, but not in front of us. I just know that because I saw a photograph of him once.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he was a Korean war vet, and I saw him with a cigarette.
Oh, God bless Mr. Vincent. Well, Sean Penn is here. His new movie's called Daddio. We're going to talk about that when we come back. We'll be right back.
She ever get you?
What, prank?
Mm-hmm.
She did one time. She poured cold water over me when I was in the shower. It's like a bucket of ice water, Niagara Falls. And I had that same choice, either to get pissed or to laugh it off.
And what did you choose?
I laughed my ass off. Chased her around the house in my birthday suit. She's screaming like a little girl and everything, like we were playing tag and finally caught her in the kitchen. That was a good day.
That is Sean Penn and Dakota Johnson and Daddio, which is, I really like this movie. It's really good. Just the two of you, the whole movie.
Yeah.
How did this happen? How did this come to be?
I had not enjoyed acting been on a movie set and enjoyed it. I realized that you tell yourself it's for one reason or another, and And then I worked on enough things during this about 15-year period where I should have been enjoying it. Good material, good actors, good directors, and I wasn't. And I thought that just died. I just thought, this is not for me anymore. And then this, gift comes. Dakota Johnson is my neighbor, and she called and said, "Can I come by?" And she came up, walking up the street with a manila envelope, and said she had this script and would I read it. And I read it. I just thought, this is a gift, this one. And the writer-director, who I would meet later, Christy Hall, just wrote something that, well, one of the things that made it exceptional was much more eloquently than I would have said these things. There are subjects addressed and words used to address them that, let's say, one would have to know going in that if it were directed by a man or written by a man, or God forbid, written by oneself, that might be the last job they ever had.
Yeah, right, yeah, because it's very real, the conversation.
Yeah, and it's a lot of stuff that's quietly on everybody's mind, and that those kind of politics of the relationship between men and women, and or relationships, and being able to, have these great words and attitudes that reflect, just a kind of diversity of spirit that's seemingly not permitted anymore. And so that got me excited, and to work with Dakota. And then Christy Hall turns out to be this just touched person and a playwright who's now a screenwriter. And her first time directing a film, and it was just a kind of just a joy to do.
Are you driving around while you're acting in this movie?
So, a little bit. There are, we were on a stage with LED screens all around.
Oh, really?
Shot, and you would feel that you were driving that car, and you would never really see the crew.
I never would have guessed that watching it.
It's a little bit of a blend. There's some stuff that's done on the streets, but yeah, that was so. Going to work was going to sit in a car with Dakota Johnson all day long while she's saying these beautiful words beautifully. It was sort of like how would it be as a job to go to sit in a car and have Paul McCartney playing Yesterday every day?
Oh,
but looking like Dakota Johnson.
That's a nice compliment. I mean, and by the way, I don't know if you look at reviews or whatever. You guys are getting great reviews for the movie. Are you aware of that?
I'm not very aware of anything anymore.
Okay, good. All right, good.
I get a call saying the reviews are good. That's enough. Good. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm being told the truth or not.
You are being told the truth. Yes, unless there's a vast conspiracy involving a lot of people and news organizations. But other than that, you're getting good reviews.
Yeah, I'm busy going down other less healthy rabbit holes, I think, in terms of news.
Yes, I think that is probably true.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you. Sean Penn, his movie's called Daddio. It opens in theaters on June 28th. We'll be right back with June Squibb.